Hello, and welcome to Psychology Demystified. Today's topic is all about the silent treatment. So what exactly is the silent treatment? The silent treatment is the treatment someone gives you when they refuse to listen to, talk to, or to respond to you. When someone does that, they are giving you the silent treatment. Many people use the silent treatment as a way of hurting you by cutting you off emotionally. Some people also use the silent treatment to punish you or to manipulate you. There have been cases where the person giving you silent treatment could be in a room with you and choose to completely ignore your existence. And sometimes silent treatment has been known to last for hours, for days, for weeks, and even for months. The goal behind this kind of silent treatment is to pretty much make you feel like you don't matter, like you are insignificant, like you are simply not there. Some of us believe that the silent treatment starts when we're in a relationship with someone, but it actually doesn't. There are signs of the silent treatment long before you become a serious couple. The tricky thing about the silent treatment is that sometimes you can't tell when it's coming your way. For example, let's say there's Lady A and Man B. So Lady A never knows when Man B is going to be set off and decide to give her the silent treatment. But it's possible that Lady A noticed that Man B used to suddenly go cold and stop talking to her when they were dating, but didn't take this too seriously. And it could start from something as simple as Man B not liking how long Lady A stayed on the dance floor at night when they were out together, or Man B not liking that Lady A spoke to someone who he did not like. And the tricky part about the silent treatment is that you never know when it's coming. And because of that, sometimes you find that if you are the one receiving the silent treatment, you find yourself walking on eggshells because you don't know what's going to set your partner off. Another tricky thing about the silent treatment is that if you're the one receiving it, then you are fully at the mercy of the person who's giving you the silent treatment because they're the ones who decide when to break it. And you never know when that's going to happen either. So Lady A continues to take care of Man B in whatever ways. She continues to make sure he's content, or that the coffee is made in the morning, or whatever duties that they may have delegated. Continues to do all these things despite Man B completely ignoring her. And then suddenly one morning, because Man B is done giving the silent treatment, he suddenly starts talking to Lady A. And she's like, oh, I guess it's over. But that means that Lady A is always sitting, waiting until Man B is ready. So everything is on his timeline. And just because I said Lady A and Man B, it doesn't mean that women also don't give the silent treatment. Women are known to be professors in this area too. But I just happened to change the genders or choose whatever gender came to mind, just to demonstrate what the silent treatment might look like. Research has shown that some people actually prefer being yelled at, being screamed at, or being cursed at and insulted rather than receiving the silent treatment, because when someone's verbalizing what they want to tell you, at least you know why they're upset. But with the silent treatment, it's always question mark, question mark, question mark. What did I do? When did I do it? How can I stop doing it? What the stone cold silence of silent treatment does is that it actually increases someone's vulnerability and also their fear. So yes, it does mess with your mental health. Whether you know it or not, hostile withholding is actually a form of gaslighting. So how do you respond to the silent treatment? So if you are the unfortunate recipient of silent treatment, or if you're watching this and your go-to is to give the silent treatment, these are some pointers for you. For starters, avoid becoming isolated. In order to be able to weather the storms of silent treatment, maintain your relationships with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and your co-workers, because it always makes things a little easier when someone you love is not talking to you. You still have someone else to talk to. Next, maintain a rich inner life. Do things that make you happy and that you do solo. That way, you're busy engaged in an art project or hobby or something exciting while your partner is off in the corner trying to give you the silent treatment. You're still happy in your silence. And sometimes you might start to perceive their silence as golden. Remember who you are, separate from them. Sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone who is controlling in that manner, because that is a sense of control, sometimes we forget who we are because we're so busy trying to please the other person. But whatever you do, do not allow your opinions, your goals, and your desires to be erased. Maintain who you are, independent of them. Another thing to do is just to decide on your limits. What is your cutoff point? When do you call time out? When are you just done? When the silent treatment moment is done, acknowledge and call someone on their silent treatment behavior. And when you're doing this, use I statements. Say, I feel this way when this happens. Because as soon as you start expressing yourself and using you and you and you, or you make me feel and you make me feel, all that happens is that they become defensive, and then you're leaving the window open for even more silent treatment. Whatever you do, try to avoid unhelpful statements. Try to avoid escalating the situation or trying to goad the person into talking to you. Because sometimes what might come out of their mouths is not what you want to hear when you wanted them to speak. So sometimes it's best to walk away, give them their moment, do what you want to do, and when they're ready, then have the chat. When the chat eventually happens, when the silent treatment moment is over, acknowledge the person's feelings, but while you're doing that, also be ready to express your own. In every relationship and in every friendship, everyone just wants to be seen and wants to be heard. So when you acknowledge your partner's feelings, you make them feel validated, and when they feel validated, they might be more open to a larger conversation. Sometimes coming to the table with an idea of what the next steps could be is a good way to try and work towards shifting the conversation away from the blame game. So together, work on the next steps so that silent treatment doesn't become the one and only step that is the one that starts all of your arguments. Keep in mind that sometimes timeouts are necessary. Sometimes one or both of you need time on your own to calm down and take a breather before re-engaging with your partner. Timeout could be something that feeds you, meaning that you can go for a walk, you can exercise, you can read a book, something that calms you down. Then once you believe that you've had enough time to calm down, then you can come to the table in a calmer fashion that allows you to have a more productive conversation. And keep in mind that not everyone will have the same amount of time required for the timeout. You might need 10 minutes, your partner might need 35. Just because you're done with your 10, please don't come in and poke and prod and rush someone through their calm down process. It does require patience, it does require weighing the situation, and it does require understanding. Sometimes, and only sometimes, silent treatment is an indication that one or both of you need a little bit of space to sort things out. If you notice that addressing the issue amongst yourselves is too heavy, if you notice that the silent treatment is being used as a control tactic that's harming you, then it's time to stop working on it on your own and to seek the help of a mental health professional who can help you figure out how to navigate whatever control issues that there may be in that relationship. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to be kind because you really don't know what someone is going through. And to you, hugs and kindness always.